The Leo and Danny Show. You know what movie? I don't know why this popped into my head. I'm sorry. Because you mentioned Mr. Ripley.
Don't ever apologize to me on this fucking podcast.
That's why I'm thinking of it. Leo insists the biggest steaming pile of feces in American cinema is indeed a good film.
I cannot believe you don't like Good Will Hunting. Dude.
Good Will Hunting?
Dude, fucking Matt Damon's so good. Robin Williams is amazing in that movie. Fucking Ben Affleck's fucking speech, dude, at the fucking when he's like, hey, if I fucking see you at your house, I'm gonna fucking kill you, man. Every day I hope to go there and see that you're gone. That's the same speech I would make to you, man. If you were just a bum, I'd be like, listen, Danny, I'm gonna do it right now. You want to be fucking Matt Damon, dude?
I don't want to do any improv, or I don't want to do anything theatrical that has anything to do with that hunk of crap.
Such an asshole.
That movie
dude.
sucks, dude.
It's so good. He fucking figures out equations in the hall, dude, and then he's amazing.
Great synopsis.
Listen, that is exactly
they should
how
have
it
hired
goes
you
down.
to write.
That's how it goes down. He's fucking works at MIT or Harvard.
Okay.
Is it MIT? It's MIT, and then the guy puts on fucking equations that are really difficult, and he solves one that took a guy like a year or something. That took like a mathematician a year.
Wow.
What?
Robert Ebert, is it Roger Ebert?
Guy was a genius. Steve Jobs was fucking. He look in the movie. Matt Damon was supposedly, adopted, right? And then he was abused, and then he was a fucking genius. Well, guess who was like that? Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs was abused and was a fucking adopted, and then look at him. He could change the world forever.
Okay,
Danny.
so let me see, and don't jump in here. Let me just see if I'm getting your logic right.
Yeah, here we go.
Because there are some parallels between the movie and a real life person, and because a JO does equations in a hallway, it's suddenly a good film.
Listen, it's a good film because the acting is solid, except for the chick, because it's uplifting, it inspires, because Matt Damon and Ben Affleck were both from Boston, so they nailed that fucking the wicked awesome. I can't do Boston.
Yeah,
accent.
you can just do Crystalia.
Fuck off. No, I can't. That is not Crystalia. Don't tell me that's Crystalia. I could do a fucking New York guy whenever the fuck I want. You shut the fuck up. Gabagool.
That film, the writing level is about on par with R.L. Stein's 38th Goosebump novel.
Listen, that is a good novel. I read it. It was one of those choose your own endings.
Is that Night of the Living Puppet?
Yeah. And you choose your own ending, and I always survived because I always made the right decision.
Okay, maybe I chose the wrong novel. Say 21, for instance.
It's a good one.
But the fucking scene, the movie that made me hate Matt Damon, it made me hate Ben Affleck, it made me hate Robin Williams, and you know what? It almost made me hate Elliott Smith, my musical hero who's all over that soundtrack, was the fucking bar scene where Matt Damon is reciting passages about agrarian reform in the 1400s to some bully, to some Harvard bully who's drinking an ale at the bar.
Well, he read a book in the library, like he said, and you could get the same education that you get at Harvard in the library. That was his point.
That scene is so heavy-handed and so unbelievable and so fucking douchey. You know what? I'm going to research the copyrights, and I'm going to see if it's adequately transformative for me to play that clip on air next week and tell you exactly why it sucks.
I would love that.
If I could legally do that, it would make my day. It would make my week.
Really?
Yeah, it's the shittiest movie that's ever come out of Hollywood.
Well, you know what? That is so ridiculous that you'd say Good Will Hunting is the shittiest movie. It won Best Screenplay. All right, the Academy doesn't agree with you, and they are scholars.
If you put a transgendered and a Mexican person,
nowadays, not then,
and
dude.
an obese chick in a film, it gets Best Picture too.
This was in Harvey Weinstein's fucking middle. He produced it. Harvey Weinstein produced it. Not only that, it was in the middle of when he was pulling his cock out everywhere. Dude, you know what he told Kate Beckinsale? This is funny. You probably like this. She came to a red carpet in a white suit. And he asked her to come to his like a hotel room, and he fucking berated her, and he goes, "Nick, I want to see some tits on the red carpet. If I want tits, you give me tits."
That's the only thing I've heard associated with the production of that movie that I agree with.
Harvey Weinstein and him talking to Kate Beckinsale about
his
that?
statements to Kate Beckinsale about her tits. Only thing I can agree with.
Listen, dude, you're telling me that fucking Ben Affleck's monologue, when he looks at his friend in the eye, he's got the cigarette and the fucking beer. And if you know anything about acting, activities is the key. You have to have a bunch of activities while you're talking, and that makes it really, really natural. He fucking nailed that scene. He fucking nailed it. It inspires me. Sometimes I look it up on YouTube and I just watch that scene.
Ben Affleck is the biggest walking pile of garbage in Hollywood. I hate Ben Affleck.
You hated The Town? I'm not saying he's an amazing actor.
I hate him as a person.
Okay.
I hate him as a person.
Why?
Because, well, first of all, he got kicked out of a hotel I worked at in Vegas for counting cards because he was doing it too obviously. That, it could be argued, is actually kind of neat.
That's absolutely amazing.
But he's a social justice warrior dickhead.
Is he?
He was on...
He got me too'd. He got me too.
He's a social justice warrior, or at least he was trying to be a social justice warrior in order to cover his tracks.
Gotcha. He
was on Bill Maher, Politically Incorrect or Real Time or whatever his new show is, arguing against Islamophobia. It was Sam Harris on there and Bill Maher, granted, neither of which are exactly overall wearing bigots for Mississippi.
Yeah.
They're scholars. They're men of learning.
Sure.
He's trying to argue with them and say that they're fucking racists and that criticizing any facet of Islam automatically makes you a racist and Islamophobic.
Oh, look, I've never seen that video or anything, but I'm sure that maybe he was having people change.
You should look it up. It's very interesting.
All right.
For instance, Bill Maher would say something like, well, if you look at page 369 of the Quran, it says here that anybody who disagrees with this element, say cutting a woman's vagina off when she reaches puberty, Ben Affleck jumps in, you are fucking racist. How dare you criticize the religion? That's not... I've heard theories floating around that he was loaded up on steroids while it was going on.
Dude, he did get really jacked for Batman, and he got really jacked for The Town, which is The Town's a great movie. Come on. You don't like The Town?
I haven't seen The Town.
God damn it. You got to watch The Town, man.
He lost me with Good Will Hunting.
Dude, you've never seen an Affleck film after that?
I've seen an Affleck commercial with Gilbert Gottfried, a man of talent.
Listen, dude, Good Will Hunting is not the worst movie ever in the history of movies. It's probably, I don't know, it's another movie that Ben Affleck was in, possibly. Geely, a lot of people say, is one of the worst movies ever in the history of movies. Although I don't even think that's that bad. I think you can't really say a movie is terrible because someone out there is going to like it. My girlfriend was telling me that
you can say that. You can say it's terrible even if many people like it.
Well, yeah, you can say it's terrible because it's up to you. It's subjective, right?
No, it's not. It's subjective. I had to tell Nico about this earlier. Nico tried to make fun of me because I was making fun of the music they were playing at the burger place we went to on the way up to the mountains. They were playing some bubblegum pop, and I said, hey, this is the worst song I've ever heard. And Nico goes, oh, Danny thinks music is objective, and he doesn't realize it's subjective. And I said, listen, Nico, no, it's fucking not. The Rolling Stones are a better band than Limp Bizkit.
Well,
Jimi Hendrix is a better guitar player than Chad Kroeger from Nickelback.
True.
All right? And yeah, those are extreme examples. But if we can say those two things with certainty, then there is a continuum. And we can say in the more middle areas that the Smiths are better than Blink-182.
Sure.
We can say things like that, even though both bands are enjoyable and slightly respected.
Sure.
Good Will Hunting is trash and Taxi Driver is great. I can say that right there without being, it's so, but I like you, Good Will Hunting. Taxi Driver's better.
Wait, have you've seen Taxi Driver?
Fuck yeah. I know all about Travis Bickle.
I like that.
I know more about that movie than you, bitch. I know Jodie Foster was underage when they shot it. And she's a hooker.
How old was she in the
14.
movie? What does the fucking pimp say you can do to her?
You can fuck her in the ass, fuck her in the mouth, come on her face, just no rough stuff.
Wow. You sick fuck.
I see the movies that matter, Leo, because I'm a man of exquisite taste.
When does De Niro shave his head in that movie?
He doesn't shave his head. He has a mohawk.
Well, when does he shave it into a mohawk?
Do you mean exactly after which scene?
Sure.
He shaves it before he goes and tries to assassinate Palantine.
All right, fine. You like Taxi Driver. That's interesting. Who introduced you to that movie?
It was in an Ollie G episode. He interviews the guy from the Actors Studio, Lipton. Is that the guy's name?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
He interviews him, and he's talking about Robert De Niro, and James Lipton, I think the guy's name is like, oh, you should see Taxi Driver. And Ollie G's like, is it better than Analyze This? And he's like, and James Lipton's like, I think it's much better than Analyze This. Which brings me back to my original point. Art is not subjective. You can think Amy Schumer is a better stand-up than Louis C.K., and that just makes you a dickhead. That's all that makes you.
I see what you're saying.
If you like Travis Scott and you like Bruno Mars, I want to throw you off the edge of the Pacific with weights tied around your ankles.
The reason that they say
you're not a beautiful snowflake.
The reason they say it's subjective is because there really is no way to measure it. There's no statistics. So that's the problem. So that's why they say you can't, it's subjective. But I get what you're saying. Obviously, your point is correct. But there's still no way to measure it. So look, if we were dust and all they found was Limp Bizkit and the Rolling Stones, like way in the future, they'd be like, okay, well, obviously, why is this all we're studying? They probably would group it in the same, like they'd be like, it was music, you know what I mean? They're not going to be like, this was clearly better than,
Maybe they'll even like Limp Bizkit better. What are some Limp Bizkit
that's what I'm saying. They might like Limp Bizkit better.
It's a fucked up world, a fucked up place. Everybody's judged by the fucked up face. Fucked up kids, a fucked up wife, a fucked up something with the fucked up knife.
Nice.
You think they're gonna like that better than Beast of Burden?
Yes.
Might.
But I mean, I think Limp Bizkit. I remember him getting roasted because he rhymed here with here. He rhymed two years. That
is at the bottom of the list of offenses committed by Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
Didn't you say you fucked the same girl as Wes Borland used to be married to? Can we talk about that? Let's out that on the podcast.
It was a long time ago, but I did. Yeah, I did.
You fucked Wes Borland's wife.
Hey, shh.
Ex-wife?
These fucking kids are gonna shh. Let's call it what it is. It's his. She was dating Borland at the time.
Oh, really?
He wouldn't bang her.
Wait, she was dating? So you...
No, dude, I'm trying to cover it up, dude. Fuck it, dude. No, I hooked up with Wes Borland's... I didn't say I fucked her, by the way. I did. We hooked up. Wes Borland's fucking, this is one of his wives back in the day.
Wes Borland's one of the gentlemen up on stage with Limp Bizkit. He's painted black, typically, wearing some sort of face mask, and he plays the riff that goes...
He's really talented.
It's just one of those days when you don't want to wake up. Everybody stinks and everybody sucks.